life. People be like,
magical.
It's laughing at me.
I wish I could brush my teeth with it.
I want to put my dick in it.
I wanted to put its dick in me.
I wish it were winter. We could make it into ice blocks and skate on it. And then melt it in the springtime and drink it.
Hey everyone, how you guys doing tonight, today, wherever you're from in this beautiful world? Welcome to another Beer and Cheese Tuesday. This one today is a Black IPA, a Berliner Weiss, or any lager with Manchego, Munster, or any budget cheese. So if you got that, come on up and share it with us. I want to say hello and welcome and thank you guys for being here at East Coast LQ Reviews.
Cheers.
And Bumpy Road Brewery.
Whoa, shit.
Oh, shit.
Hello.
And the lawnmower guy. I hope is that your cheese?
Yeah, my knife got stuck in it. When I went to raise my knife, it flung the cheese.
Oh. Nice. All right, so welcome to the chat when they start to roll on in, if they do. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this going. Start with Tanner.
All right, so the cheese I have. Let's start with cheese. So this is like a kind of fit into both two categories. It's a Munster cheese, but this is also like a budget cheese, $3 for this block. It's got the Stop and Shop, which is a local grocery store for me. So it's Stop and Shop Munster cheese. It's very hard to get it out of this block, and it was very hard to cut it. So I definitely don't have the best cuts. Kind of looks like pieces of meat. It kind of looks like turkey or something. Very. It's actually a lot. How that brightness, it's white, but it's got like the flakes on the end. Like I said, it's got like the red. Would you say they're using it? Paprika?
Paprika.
Okay. So yeah, I haven't tried Munster before. Excited to try it. And I'm going to be pairing it with a American lager with sea salt and lime. This is Proclamation Ale Company Loggy Pop. So this is brewed in collaboration with High Roller Lobster Co. 4.6% alcohol by volume. And can on date actually says Lobstar. 4/26/2022. Got my big Bell's Pilsner glass poured into. Crack this open. Check out. Okay, it's really quick. Some water in there. So it is unfiltered. So that's definitely something different. Unfiltered lager. It's slightly hazy. On color, it looks more straw color. In person, it's kind of got like this greenish tint to it. Didn't really produce much of a head, half a finger, way head. But yeah, looks pretty good. I will say it does look pretty good. Lots of effervescence and stuff. But yeah, cheers, guys.
Nice. Looks good, yeah.
Cheers, Tanner.
Cheers, Tanner. All right, Bumpy. Oh, there we go.
All right. I also have a budget cheese. This cost me, I think it was like $2.48 or something. Some hell of a good. This is a Special Reserve Extra Sharp Cheddar Cheese. That's what the packaging looks like.
Nice.
There's the cheese.
What? What do you want?
I want cheese.
Nice.
And the beer that I'm going to be pairing this with is a lager. This is an Italian lager, Birra Moretti.
Nice.
This comes in at a whopping 4.6% ABV. It's like a budget dinner. I need myself one of those TV trays to set up, you know.
But when you go back to the expensive stuff, then you appreciate them more.
I like Birra Moretti, so.
Oh, I meant the cheese.
Oh, the cheese.
Yeah.
It might be close. I mean, it's hell of a good makes a good dip, anyways. So, yeah, this Birra Moretti pours with a very solid white head, very tight knit white bubbles, and it is that straw yellow gold. It's very clear, and it has a little bit of effervescence, some bubbles, some carbonation flowing up through there. Doesn't look superly carbonated. Doesn't look like a soda pop. So, anyways, cheers. We'll see how these pair together.
Nice. Cheers.
Yeah, that sounds like a good pairing. That beer in general is just really good. I do really like that.
Yeah, I love that beer. It's good. It's good. Right on, Bumpy. Thank you. All right.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers. All right. I want to say, first of all, hello to the chat. We got Sam here, Sam Smalley, Commerce, Kamasazi, and Cheryl just popped in, and Bo, Scratch a Bo. Cheers to you guys. And I forgot there was a poll there, so yeah, go ahead and vote. Just put a few of them up there, a few options for you to choose from. So, all right. So what I have today is a Manchego, a young Manchego. Had this before, I think a couple times actually, but was going to get a budget cheese as well, but figured I would go with this. It's a product of Spain. Very slippery cheese. It's real slick and just kind of a hard cheese. So I'm looking forward to trying that again. And I'm not prepared. Let me get my beer. All right, so I got one called Party Time Pilsner. It's a Bohemian Pilsner from Wayfinder. I think these guys are out of Portland, Oregon. Yeah, so that's that. Bavarian style Pilsner. And this was canned 4/18, so fairly fresh. Whoa, that was hardcore. Let's keep it there. All right, so we got foam, lots of it, with a nice golden, light golden color to the beer. Good effervescence in there, nice fast effervescent beer. It smells like a Pilsner. Cool. All right, so let's get back to Tanner and start this up.
All right, so I'll try the cheese first. So the Munster cheese, very soft and like I guess you can call it kind of like gooey. It's very hard to cut through. A little bit of aromas on this. Let me try to see if I can get like one of the with a little bit of paprika on it. Now, I don't know if you're supposed to get so paprika's like crushed red peppers, right? I think so. But I'm not really getting any of that, but it does have like a nice nuttiness, slightly salty, little tang, milk, creamy milk. Yeah, I think what it's really got going for it is like that nuttiness. Definitely doesn't smell offensive. Let's go for a chunk. Let's try a chunk out. So the cheese, guys.
Chasers.
Super soft and chewy. It's got a little bit of a rubberiness to it. Flavor's good though. Nuttiness is showing up. Salty. Really not drying at all. Just pretty much no like astringency. Finish just kind of just dies off quick. But yeah, you get that nuttiness, a little tangy. Super creamy though. Like I said, the only thing that I don't really like about it is it's kind of a little rubbery, but that was that big chunk. Let me try like a little sliver. See if that changes up a little bit. That's a little better. Melts in your mouth.
Not in your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it melts in your mouth. Very soft, like I said. Not bad. Oh, I could see a little bit of like a little bit of spice maybe from the pepper. Not much, just like a little hint of it at the end. Not bad. I could definitely see this being a really good melting cheese. But yeah, so let's try the beer now. Excited to try this. Yeah, definitely like a little bit of a haze to it. Lots of bubbles. Head's almost completely gone. Definitely kind of has that maybe like lime-like look, but it's more straw color, but it does have like a little tint of green to it. But let's dive into this and try this one. Actually, let's try to go for the aroma first. Lime is actually very prominent. Nice biscuity breadiness. Some sweet malts. I believe this is a rice lager. I believe I remember reading that on their website. So they use rice rather than like rice is like Budweiser uses rice rather than like Coors, Miller, and all them. They use like corn. But it does have the sweet malts. Yeah, a little bit of acidity. Some citrus from that lime. It smells very crisp and refreshing. It smells really good. Just definitely nothing jumping out at you. Like I said, there's a nice biscuity breadiness, a little bit of citrus. Let's dive into this, guys. Cheers.
Nice.
Cheers.
Ooh. Super prickly carbonation. Like that. Very crisp and clean. Definitely a little watery. A little bit of a citrusy note. Maybe a little bit of, I might be pushing it. Maybe a little bit of like a grassy hop on the back end. Mostly sweet malts up front, and then breadiness, slightly grainy. It's a crusher all day though. I can see this going really well with like some Mexican food or something. Let's try it out with the cheese though. Cheesers, guys.
Cheesers.
Cheesers.
And rice.
I didn't even really notice it at first. Cheese totally amplifies the saltiness in the beer. Kind of like almost like you, not really to the full extent, but kind of like you got some. You accidentally drank a little bit of ocean water when you went under the beach, but not as potent as that, but a little bit of like that saltiness is definitely amplified. The citrusiness does work well with the tanginess of the cheese. Not a bad pairing, I will say. Not a bad pairing. Let's try it the other way around. I'm flinging cheese at myself. So, and definitely washes it down very easily. This cheese, I feel like you could eat this cheese perfectly fine without having a drink. It doesn't have that overly astringency, that overly astringent drying aspect. It's where you need to wash it down. This cheese is perfectly fine. It's creamy enough to the point where, like I said, you don't even really need to drink anything with it. But it does, I will say, the cheese before the beer does work well together. But let's try it the other way. So, cheesers.
Cheesers.
Okay, the other way. I think the tanginess in the cheese kind of stands out a little bit more. I definitely like it the first way I did. Cheese before the beer. Not bad though. This beer is really good. The cheese is decent. Maybe I need to try something that's a little bit more on the higher end. But yeah, not bad. I'm not really getting much of like the paprika. I'm sure maybe some of them have a little bit more than others, but this seems like it's kind of lacking in that department. But still a decent cheese. I can see myself. Like I said, we're getting to it. Like I said, I think last show, we're getting towards grilling season. Wouldn't mind throwing this on a burger or something. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers, man. Right on. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the paprika is more for just the color addition to it versus
Okay.
actual flavor.
Not necessarily like flavor.
Doesn't paprika have kind of a nutty taste to it?
Well,
Yeah.
online says paprika is like a
A
crushed
little
red.
smoky.
Or smoky. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Well, Tanner, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having
Let's
me.
get, yep.
Cheers, guys.
Let's get
Cheers.
Bumpy up here. All right.
The beer first. All right, here it is. It smells a little bit like corn. Slight cardboard note. Here's in the nose. Little sweet, kind of crackery essence. It'd be like kind of like a buttered, like the buttery Ritz cracker type cracker versus a saltine. But yeah, that's about it for the aromas. Maybe a little bit of a hoppiness, touch on the floral side. Not much to it. It's a damn above average price, cheaper lager. Cheers.
Nice. Cheers.
Buddy.
Yeah, so you get a bit of a malt sweetness. There's a little bit of breadiness, touch of like a bread crust, white bread crust. Crackery notes, a little bit of that corniness, some hoppy flavors, kind of a bit, I would say, a touch of floral still with maybe a bit of an herbaceous note, not marijuana, but kind of herbal-esque. Does have a bitterness, which is a bit higher than what you might find out of like an American adjunct lager. It's not moderately bitter, but it's still, if let's just say Budweiser's like 16 IBUs, this is probably more along the lines of like 28 to 30 IBUs for this lager. That's kind of how the hops are kind of hitting me with a bitterness in the finish, but it's nice. It's a light body. It's drying to the palate. It's crisp. It's refreshing. It could be chilled a little bit more, but it's only been in my fridge for 7 hours now. Yeah, that's about it. I buy these a lot. It's a nice, refreshing drink. It's better than most of these cheaper lagers. Like I said, it's a little bit more pricey. That's probably why it's better, right? But yeah, let's smell some cheese, shall we?
We shall. Yes.
Hell of a good. So it's very white. It's kind of sticky on the fingers. Starting to sweat on the block. There's not a whole heck of a lot of aromas to this cheese. It does have like a faint cheddar, sharp, but it's very faint. You can definitely tell it's if the price didn't tell me this was going to be budget, the aromas definitely do. Because a really good cheddar, you can usually pick up on some like kind of funky, real sharp cheddar goodness. And this is failing me. All right. So let's just eat it.
Cheezers.
Jesus, Bumpy.
Very soft, chewy, sticks all over the palate. Now this is like the cream de jour, whatever the hell they say there in French. It's the top of their extra sharp cheddar. I mean, it's a special reserve. There's not a whole heck of a lot going on for it. There's quite a bit of saltiness. There's just a touch of that kind of cheddar sharpness. It doesn't dry off on the it doesn't dry the palate out as much as some better cheddars out there. It has a stickiness to the palate. It just doesn't bring that like real cheddar tang to it. That's the word I'm looking for. It's pretty light. You can tell it's cheddar, but it is extra salty. Sure. A lot of times I don't even pick up on the salt. Or I can taste the salt, but it like totally clips is coming out of my mouth because there's so many other flavors in this cheese. That's the first thing I noticed was salt. So yeah, that's what $2.48 will get you. All right, let's eat the cheese, drink some beer. Cheesers.
Bumpy.
Let's get a bigger bite of cheese. Strange. Well, with the cheese in the mouth, it cuts back on any of the bitterness at the finish. Let's see what I still have some residual cheese here. Yeah, so basically what it's doing is it's bringing out more of the center of the bread flavor, like what you would like if you cut all the crust off of white bread, you dough it up into a ball. It's kind of doing that to it. It's taking away that bread crust note. It's also, which I thought it would have enhanced the bitterness of the beer. It's actually taken a lot of the bitterness away. The salt remains from the cheese. This is an extra. Should be extra salty cheddar instead of extra sharp. Yeah, I still have like what the cheese does to the palate. It coats it. It gives you almost Fleming like feel. Like I said, it's not drying like a lot of sharp cheddars will do. The beer itself is drying though, but it is coated in cheese right now on my palate, so not drying as much as it was. Yeah, I got that. I still have that a little bit of that kind of slight cheddar tanginess, but it's very, very light, just like it was to begin with. So far, the cheese has just basically distracted from some of the flavor notes of the beer, but I think it did kind of also take out some of that corny notes from the beer as well. All right, I'm gonna drink the beer, eat some cheese. Cheezers again.
Right, cheezers. Yeah.
Cheezers, Bumpy.
So that's interesting, actually. what ended up happening there, it almost made it taste like a grilled cheese sandwich.
Wow.
Because you get the breadiness
Yeah.
that was still on the palate from the beer, and then eating the cheese. It's like a salty grilled cheese sandwich. And definitely the salt is
The
is
butteriness,
I think, on the finish, but
that butteriness, doesn't grilled cheese have a lot of butter?
yeah, it might be a butteriness. Butteriness is good for this cheese because it just doesn't have that cheddar tang, like when you get that, like when it like hits you and you like feel that, like, whoa, you're going down with a tang. Your farm is down on the bottom of the hill. That's what cheddar, a real good cheddar, usually does. It's like you're descending into the farm tang. And yeah, this cheese doesn't do that. This is a farm out in the flatlands. Just get into my head. Just close your eyes, visualize what the hell I'm talking about. It's always beautiful when you see a farmhouse and everything down. You're up on a hill and you look down the wavy hillsides and there's a farm.
Elevation.
Versus looking straight out a farm. It's always better from the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, this is probably the first time where I'd say like eating the cheese after drinking the beer actually worked better because it gave me something to at least go with versus, oh, it's just kind of taken away from stuff. It's like, oh, wait, grilled cheese sandwich. So, yeah, I'll continue eating this and drinking this, and I'll get a score for both of them.
Sweet.
Right after these messages.
Yeah.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Bumpy. Right on. Cheers. Cheers. Right. Okay. So let's get into the beer. Going to the nose. So it really smells like a Budweiser or something. A little better, though. It is Bohemian Pilsner, I mean. It's got a lemon. There's kind of like an herbal lemon, like lemongrass, floral bouquet thing going on here. You do get a bit of corn, I want to say. Yeah, definitely some corn in there. You can get some sweetness from the malts. That's pretty much it. Lemon's the big bomb of the flavors, I think, the most here. But a nice, like we said this earlier, a nice, clear, brilliant color. It looks like a lager that we would drink on a session or something like that. Budweiser, Miller, whatever the hell. Yeah, good, though. Let's get this in my system now. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheerios.
Oh, that's really bready. Bread dough. Woo. Even has, yeah, it's kind of, this one has like kind of like a cracker biscuit or something. Bready, florals, kind of a little hoppy there. It's a drying kind of crunchy kind of bite to it in the end. It's real crisp, refreshing. I'm not too fond of actually, it's not bad. That like kind of a biscuit cracker thing in the finish is really, yeah, like really hit you. It's not bad though. It's not grainy really. It might have a little bit of a Cheerio grain or something like that, like Cheerios or something. The mouthfeel. Go ahead.
If you were a sheep, how would you say that?
Moo.
It's not bad.
That's not bad. A laughing sheep. But it's not bad. it has a light body and it's a nice crisp mouthfeel. It's nice, so it's refreshing. I would suggest having this right out of the cooler though, like 40 degrees and in your system, because warmer it seemed like the aromas changed a little bit as it got warmer as well. It's probably about 50 degrees right now. All right, so let's get into this Manchego. I'm going to take the rind off because it's not what you want to eat. All right, so let's get into the smell.
Mancheezer.
Cheesers.
I said Mancheezer.
Mancheesers.
Manchers.
Oh, get off my hand, Ant.
Manchego.
Manchego. So definitely a cow milky kind of creamy smell. There's a bit of a saltiness in there for sure. It's somewhat funky, kind of a funky bite to it. Milky, definitely kind of a milkiness, creaminess in the smell. So it's very slippery and oily, and it just kind of breaks at the end, kind of like. I won't say that here. No, it's kind of like when you test your when you're drying weed and your weed and you bend and snaps. That's when it's time to start. Anyway, we'll stop there.
It kind of look like you have those cheese sticks. You know the cheese sticks you get in like the pre-packaged cheese sticks?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that. Yeah.
But it doesn't smell like that. So let's get into this. Let's cheeser it up.
Cheesers.
Yeah. Milky, kind of a creamy, cow milky, unpasteurized kind of flavor, you know, like right out of the heat. It has a little bit of a funk bite to it, kind of like a French bread taste or something like that. Yeasty kind of taste or bready taste. Somewhat nutty, milky, salty. It does have a little bit of a sweet floral kind of sense to it. It's rubbery in the texture, and you have to keep biting it and biting it and biting it to break it down in your mouth. But it's very tasty, very good cheese. This is very good, actually. I don't know if this is a melting kind of cheese at all. I don't think it would be. Probably something you could even just throw on crackers with some sausage, summer sausage and crackers or something. That'd be kind of good, actually. But it's really good. It just kind of breaks away in your mouth and kind of crumbles up. But let's go cheese before beer. Mm-hmm.
I'm muted. Cheesers.
Cheesers. Well, that's really weird. The nuttiness comes out of the cheese more through this beer. The beer washes down the saltiness, but the nuttiness and the breadiness come out of the cheese more, and through the beer. The beer cheeses, or the beer bread, like a bready dough kind of thing, comes through more. More of the maltiness comes through. The sweetness kind of of the malt and the spiciness kind of works really well with this cheese. The nutty and the malt and the bready really go well with this. This is a really good mix. Really good mix. Give one more bite. I'm gonna get beer for cheese. Yeah. So that time I chewed it thoroughly. I swallowed the cheese, left a little residual cheese on my mouth, and took a swallow. And the creaminess of the cheese came out. The cracker and the biscuit came through more in the malts on the beer. Did I do beer before cheese on that? I don't even know if I did.
Just do it again.
Crying out loud.
I did that before, multiple times.
Yeah, I did do it actually, because the same thing happened. Okay, cool. All right, so that's that. It's good. I like it. It's a great blend. I recommend it. Check it out. Manchego and a fucking Pilsner, German Pilsner. Bohemian Pilsner. All right, let's get back to Tanner. Last thoughts.
So the cheese. At first, I wasn't a big fan of the cheese. After eating on it a little bit, cut a little bit more up. I do like this cheese. It's super creamy, lots of saltiness or salinity. Nice. There's a decent amount of nuttiness. Not overly tangy. Because it's super creamy, there's pretty much no drying aspect to it. It's not astringent at all. I can see this cheese working really well with like some peanuts or some almonds and like a little blend. Maybe like some little cubes. Cut up some little cubes. You eat some peanuts, almonds, maybe even throw in some raisins. Because me personally, the drier cheeses, like it would probably taste good, but it might be a little bit harder to eat all that other extra stuff if you got like a super dry cheese. But this is really creamy to the point where like it would work really well, like if you did like a little mix of like nuts and some dried fruits and stuff. I like it just straight up eating it, and I think it would work really well if I melted it as well. I'm gonna give this cheese I'll give it a 90. It's my first time having a Munster. I do like it. Yeah, I'd like to try some more higher end Munsters if they do that. I'm not even really sure. Can you get some higher end Munsters, or is it more just kind of?
Oh yeah, well I'm sure there's renowned cheeseries out there that do Munster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, 90 for the cheese. Definitely enjoyed it. The beer is very good, very crisp and refreshing, super crushable. The one thing I will say about this beer is it is a very good lager, but lagers, in my opinion, they have to be super crushable to the point where you can drink 6 of them and it's like nothing. This has a saltiness in it that's kind of like overly salty. It's good. I do like it. Like I said, it would work really well if you paired it with like some tacos, nachos, maybe even like the cheese. I should have done it. I wanted to do it on a cheeseburger quesadilla show, but I worked wicked late and then I didn't get time to go over to Proclamation and grab it. But yeah, like I said, this would work really well with some Mexican food. I'll give the beer like a 93. Like I said, it's just the saltiness is definitely a little overpowering, but it's still good. I really do like it. Like I said, super crisp, refreshing, very drinkable. That citrusy lime kind of adds to the drinkability of the beer and makes it like a tart, refreshing aftertaste, kind of like drinking a glass of lemonade. There's a nice sweetness there. There's some breadiness from the malts. A little bit of like a grassy floral aspect to it from the hops. Yeah, I like it. As far as the pairing, I think they worked really well together. Like I said, it increased the saltiness, but it was definitely a good pairing. I'll give the pairing I'll give the pairing a 94. So 94 out of 100 for the pairing. Like I said, I actually kind of enjoyed the fact that it increased the saltiness in the beer and the citrusy aspect of the beer, like the lime, worked well with the tanginess of the cheese. Even though the tanginess in the cheese was kind of light, it kind of enhanced that. I like that tanginess. I really like the tanginess and like the goat cheeses. Of course, it didn't bring it up to that level of tanginess, but it definitely enhanced the cheese and worked well. They worked well together. So, yeah, if you can find a lager with sea salt and lime, try it with the Munster or maybe any other cheese. I think the American lager with the sea salt and lime works really well with cheese because it's got that salt and like I said, the salt and cheese, salt in the beer, and then the lime works really well with the tanginess of the cheese. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, worked out well. And first time having a Munster straight up like this, I might have had it on a cheeseburger. Maybe I went to a restaurant and that's what they put on the burger. But this is the first time having a Munster, like just straight cut slices. So I like it.
Nice.
Excited to try some more different cheeses. And yeah, it's cool. I like that you do this, and I'm trying a bunch of different stuff that I wouldn't normally try. Cheers, guys.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, cheers, dude. Good scores there. Right on.
Cheerios.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right.
You drinking a Monix Man over there? Oh, there you go.
I gotta try this with an IPA, New England IPA at that, and it is the most beautifulest thing in this world.
That's a good one right there.
Beautiful.
Did they change up the can at all, Bumpy? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it used to be different. I think
Yeah,
it used to be a silver.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be a silver can. Now it's a black can. Or it's not. It's still a silver can, but it's got a black.
I was gonna say it definitely looks different.
Okay, well, it doesn't have any seams. So it's a black can with a silver top, a silver. Oh, I see it now. I see the seam. Okay, never mind. It's just a sticker. I see it right there. No, that's not a seam. So it's got some shrink wrap blackness around it, and then it's got this sticker stuck on top of it. Yeah. All right. Enough of that. If you give me just one moment, I do just want to try this. I already have my scores and stuff, so but I do want to try this cheese that's a bit salty for an extra sharp cheddar, and just see how it works with a.
No, they're all gonna laugh at you.
Oh man! The cheese gets a 74 out of 100, by the way.
Cool. Oops. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yikes.
Actually, this cheese works a lot better with the
IPA.
with the New England IPA. Yeah, a lot better. So I need to clarify that for my whether or not it worked with the beer I had, or if this cheese could work with anything, and it does. It works. The saltiness and stuff works very well with the fruity and soft flavors of this brew. But yeah, but the cheese is going to get a 74. Definitely budget. I mean, Hell of a Good makes a hell of a good dip. Their onion dip, world class. Love that stuff. You get those ruffled chips and you just dip, just like crack. You just keep on going. You just can't stop. But yeah, their cheese is pretty disappointing. Yeah, it's not much better than probably like if you get that like White American, like you get Atlanta Lakes White American, which is basically just like a transfer of salt to your mouth. That's kind of what this is. It just doesn't have the depth of most cheddars. And I went with the Special Reserve Extra Sharp, thinking, oh, even if this cheese isn't like world class, it should have some bite, and it just doesn't. It's just a generic damn cheese block. Could just be a block of butter for all I know, with some salt added to.
That was a big block, dude. Don't let your dogs get that.
Don't call me fat boy. But the beer, it's a good go-to lager for me. There are much better lagers, but I mean, when you look in the price range of like under $10 for a 6-pack, it's not bad. Enjoy it. And I'm going, before my screen goes blank, I have my 50-point inspection score on this Birra Moretti. I gave it a 6 for the appearance. I mean, it did look great. The aromatics, not a lot of malt action. There was some malt, but and the other being the corn coming through. I could definitely get the corn. the hops, a little bit of hoppy action going on. Not too bad. I gave it a 6 out of 10 for the aromatics. The flavor score, just overall, I give that a 16 out of 19 for the flavor score. So that's not too bad for that brew. The body's a 5 out of 5. It does what it needs to do to be a nice lager, low ABV lager. And my overall on it, I'm like 6.5, which gave it a total of a 39.5 out of 50, which would land it in the very good category. Not the very good, I'm sorry, the good category. It's in the good category. If you want to double that up, it gives us a 79 out of 100. So cheese 74, beer 79, and after pairing this with the New England IPA, I'm going to say that they don't really go together as well as they could with the lager or pilsner. It's just I think that the saltiness and stuff like that is probably the biggest downfall of the pairing. But on the other hand, did have that little reminder of the hell is it called? Grilled cheese. A grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not bad. Everybody loves grilled cheese sandwiches unless you hate cheese and bread and life.
Oh my god, that's depressing. So you liked it better than the you liked the lager with that better than the IPA you had?
With the New England IPA,
New England, yeah.
it works a lot
Okay,
better.
all right. Wanted to clear that up in my head.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Nice, man. All right, I like how you did the 50 point today. Right on. Okay, well, thanks, Bumpy. All right.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers to you. All right, so yeah, my beer. Let's go with the cheese. The cheese was good. It was really good. It was a really good Manchego. It was more of a premium Manchego. Probably about $7-8 maybe ish for a nice block. But yeah, I mean, I just like the milky, cow milky, kind of slightly salty, nutty, floral. What was I thinking that it tasted like? There was something that came to my mind. Let me try again, real quick, if it comes to my mind. No, nope, it's not coming to my mind. So never mind. We're gonna give the cheese a 94 out of 100. I thought it was very good. I would get this again. I have gotten it again. This is the third time I've gotten it. The beer was very nice, crisp, and biscuity and bready, floral and sharp and crisp. Everything, the head, the clarity of it was a brilliant clarity. The overall presentation of it was beautiful. The finish was nice. It scored really high on Beer Advocate. It even scored fairly well on Untapped. I think at 4 stars out of 5. I am going to give, due to the fact that it just had all the right things in it, I am definitely, per style and for my life, I'm going to give it a 94 out of 100. And together, it was a very, very nice one. And I will go, I just thought it was great. It went well. It melded well. The biscuit, the malts, the lemon even kind of rode itself over the top of it a little bit. A little lemon, sharp kind of herbal spiciness or something like that. I don't know, it was weird. But it was really good. 95 out of 100 for this pairing. I would totally recommend this or a lighter beer with the Manchego. A lager per se, a German Pilsner would be your best bet probably. I guess you could go American Pilsner or some kind of, doesn't really matter, I guess. Just something to allow that cheese to come through good and well. So, that's what I knew it would come to my brain. It tasted like kind of like Swiss cheese is what this cheese tastes like, but with a little more funky, like more cow milk, more biscuit, more like, you know what I mean? But it had that kind of a funky Swiss edge to it. And I love Swiss, so I know Bumpy doesn't like Swiss too much. It did have the rubbery kind
I like Swiss on chicken sandwiches.
Oh, nice. Hey, that's good. That's really good. Cool. Yeah, so 95. Let's get the panel here, and we'll go ahead and I'll just it doesn't really matter. It's just us three. But yeah, go ahead and Tanner, shout out. Start us out with the shout outs. All right.
All right.
Cheers, Dan. All right.
Shout
I'm
out.
milking you, Tanner. I'm milking you.
Shout outs for me. Wednesday, I'll be doing my Will It Mix. So it's pretty much just bring any type of alcoholic beverage you want to mix with something else. Whatever you want to bring, any type of liquor, do a cuvee of beers. It's not necessarily a review show, but you can review what you brought. It's more of just like make a cocktail, hang out, shoot the shit, open bar, kind of like a live bar stream, open panel. But yeah, that's my Wednesday show at 9 p.m. Saturday, I do my Rate That Beer, which is open panel live beer community beer reviews. Bring any beer you want. It could be a revisit, or you can bring in a new beer. I do like to ask panel members questions. We did switch it up last Saturday in honor of Beer Man opening up his, finishing his brewery over there. So I like that. Maybe we'll do that every once in a while. Maybe we'll kind of have that kind of style of Rate That Beer. I think it did work very well. We did have a decent amount of panel members. And I know everybody wants to talk about their beer. So sometimes that works out pretty well when you got a lot of people. I know Bumpy has a lot of people on New Brew. So I think that's why, it works out pretty well. But yeah, that's Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'll always be doing that show. But other than sorry. My Wednesday shows alternate between Will It Mix and brewery reviews. So the week after or next week, I'll be picking a brewery to review. Miscellaneous gave me the idea of Firestone Walker, which might be within maybe the next month or a month and a half, or however long it takes for me to get a few people to get some Firestone Walker, that we can do a review on their brewery. But yeah, I'm totally looking forward to doing that. That sounds like a good show. And shout outs for other people. I'll shout out Mr. Miscellaneous Brew Reviews over there. He's going to be doing a Thursday night beer session, 8 p.m. I think he's doing the beer session. Grabs 3 to 4 different products, does reviews on them, and that's 8 p.m. on Thursday. And I'll shout out Eric, Wildcard Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. His show pretty much goes until my Will It Mix, so go check him out as well. Massachusetts Beer Reviews, also known as Thomas Metal 75. And cheers, guys. Thanks for having me tonight, Beer Man. Always fun. I do like trying out these new cheeses. It's always exciting to try something new.
Awesome. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Cheers. Good cheers.
No, it's the salt. Salt's addicting.
Yeah.
Well, they have cowlicks, not the hairdo, but the salt things that cows lick. We're addicted to salts, sugars, alcohol. We're addicts, damn it. We're all addicts.
I love it.
Caffeine, nicotine.
It's so great.
Yeah. It's a 74 cheese, and I'm just sitting here just eating it nonstop. No more. All right. Promos. 50-point inspection videos. Put them out Wednesdays, Fridays. Those are my beer reviews, basically. I just put them to a different scoring system. If you guys got to catch just one of my videos this year, let it be the Friday one. It's just me being completely honest about a beer. And it was a beer that was gifted to me from John and Nelly. So That one's coming up on Friday. If you guys want to just see me, like, wow. Live stream I have on Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Show's called New Brew. Just bring a beer that you've never had before. Change it up a little bit so it does kind of start off more like regular beer reviews, like if you're doing Wild Card Wednesday or any other type of show where you're reviewing beer. Because I wanted to give everybody the option to be able to talk about the beer that they brought. You guys are spending money on stuff. You want to talk about the beer, especially it's something that you've never had before. I'm sure you want to talk about it. And that was becoming most of what the free-for-all was anyways, was everybody was just trying to talk about their beer. And I just think it was causing a lot of confusion and stuff. So that's why I kind of changed it up a bit. I think it's working. But also still bring questions. It's part of the show still. Have a question or two, depending. It's obviously time frame. If we're looking at like already going on an hour and we're just getting to the first question, there's probably only going to be one question, but it's a question for the whole panel to answer. Panel members can bring questions. I might throw out a question if nobody else has questions. People in the chat, you guys can throw out a question, and your question may end up as part of the show. You can go down in infamy or in flames. I don't know, one or the other. But that's it from my channel, basically. Like shout out. You didn't do last beer, right? Last beer, Josh. So on Sunday nights, he doesn't post like a lot of just regular like content, like videos. He just does mostly his live stream on Sunday. It'd be nice to see him to start to actually bring his Instagram, which is Philly Crooker 87, into play, where he's like writing kind of like reviews on the beers that he's drinking and stuff and taking pictures. Be nice to see him kind of intertwine that into YouTube a little bit, so you have video footage, not just a photo op. Just kind of talk about the beers. So I think he does a great job. He's got a good palate, good nostrils, and he can describe beers very nicely. But on Sunday night, he does have a live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's called Beer Bowl Discussions. Starts off with them doing a quick beer review, actually, and then they'll open up to the panel, do some news about beer within the past week or so, and then mostly open floor discussion. Good show, good guy. So if you're here, I'm sure you already know who last beer is, who Josh is. So that's the problem. You guys already know. So, but if there's anybody that catches this video at some point, yeah, check out last beer, anyways. And then I got one more shout out. I'd just like to shout out Paul Middlefrew. He doesn't have a channel, but I just think he's an awesome guy. He's been hanging around with us. Doesn't always join up on pretty much anything, but he's always throwing some wise ass comments into the chat. Usually trying to play me down, but yeah, good guy, and it's nice to have him as a friend. So, cheers to Paul Middlefrew.
Definitely.
And cheers to Beer Man. Thanks for having me on.
Cheers, dude. Thank you, man. Appreciate
Cheers,
it. Heck yeah. All right, so let's get into it, man. Let's do next week's little things. So get your cameras out or whatever you got to do, and here you go. ANY Session IPA, a Baltic Porter, or an American Amber Ale. Blue cheese ball.
What the hell?
Those cheese balls. Cheese ball. No, those things with the walnuts and they're like a ball thing.
Almonds.
Those are good, man. Yeah, almonds. I mean, yeah, not walnuts. Anything spicy though, so that's cool.
I might do like a buffalo cheddar or something.
Nice. Yep. Bring it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I will not be doing the spicy, but well, maybe we'll see. But that's 8 o'clock, as you know, as everyone knows. If you haven't seen Brewery Beer and Cheese before, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock my time Pacific. I'm on the Northwest time here. As you can see, it's still daylight out. All right, so that, and then Wednesday will be this one, Gold Member, Austin Powers. This one was very hard for me to find, so hopefully what I'm bringing has something to do with something. But if you got something close, bring it at 6 o'clock Eastern. It's the start of our rambunctious Wednesdays as we have them. So many things going on that day. But 6 o'clock East. Oh shit, his internet went out again. He'll be back. Bumpy's not rude like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it sucks. But yeah, 6 o'clock Eastern for that. And look out for this one right here. Oh, right. This is what I'll be doing. I got to put a video up. I'll have that ready for Thursday. So look out for that. And brewing is going to be on hold for a little while until I can get my control panel fixed. It almost had a fire. So ordered some parts and we'll have to fix this and rewire it better. But other than that, there's so many people that you want to shout out, but I just want to shout out the community of people that we have. We got such a great vast amount of people, at least in my community, and I'm sure all you guys have the same people. And if you don't, look up the guys that I have. I'll look up the ones you have, and we'll subscribe to them. But they are just so cool. Here's Bumpy. Yeah, just cool people putting out really good content. Damn internet. Good content. Just everyone that's here in the comments tonight, and everyone that's been at the show Saturday too. I appreciate your just being there. It was really, really nice to have a good party there. But we got Paul here, Middle Fruit. Kind of kidding aside, if I joke around and you or tried you, I respect you and consider you a friend. Of course, you are a friendly dude. You are one cool dude. JV's Hangouts, Middle Fruit, Cheryl Crawford's very, very attentive to these. I love having her here. Thank you so much. Sam Smaller, you are cool as hell. Miscellaneous Brew Reviews. Dan, Permaculture Food Forest is awesome as hell. So check him out. He has a really cool forest of food, basically, and he's in Florida, so he's able to grow so many different vegetable or garden, vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. All right, just going through Dagon Hills. We had Bo, Scratching Bo on the go. Thomas Ozzy. Yeah, that's it. But thank you so much. Appreciate you. And we are out of here right now.
Flacco
was there. Flacco's Beer Reviews was there. That's right.
And SPG.
And SPG was there. I didn't see that. Damn it. Sorry about
and
that.
JV, did you say JV?
And it's not JV. Was Josh here?
Josh was not here.
No, but that's okay though. That's okay.
I shouted out Josh and you didn't even show up. That punk.
Well, damn it! What the freaking fuck? Okay. Well, you guys have a good night. Let me get everything right here. Hold on, so I can get this on cue. You guys have a good night, day, wherever you were from in this beautiful world, but not after one more sip. Cheers.
Robot.